Have you ever noticed how some people in their 80s and 90s are still full of life, walking with ease, thinking clearly, and even pursuing hobbies, while others seem to slow down much earlier, struggling with fatigue, aches, and declining health? What makes the difference? It's easy to think that longevity is just about luck or genetics, but the truth is, how you age is largely in your hands. In Japan, people don't just live longer, they stay active, independent, and mentally sharp well into old age. With an average life expectancy of 84 years, one of the highest in the world, Japan has more centenarians per capita than almost any other country. And they do it not through miracle diets or expensive supplements, but through simple, daily habits that make all the difference. Today, we're going to break down 7 key habits that the Japanese follow for a long, healthy life. Habits that are backed by science and seen in real people who have defied aging. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to increase your chances of living longer and aging better. And trust me, some of these habits might surprise you, or even challenge what you thought you knew about growing old. Let's dive in. 1. Eating mindfully, the Hara Hachibu rule. One of the most important longevity secrets in Japan isn't just about what they eat, it's about how they eat. In Okinawa, one of the world's blue zones where people frequently live past 100, elders follow a simple but powerful principle called Hara Hachibu, which translates to eat until you are 80% full. Instead of eating until they feel completely stuffed, they stop when they feel just satisfied, giving their body time to process food properly and preventing overeating. To see the impact of this habit, let's compare 2 men, both 75 years old, Hiroshi and Kenji. Hiroshi has followed Hara Hachibu his entire life. He eats slowly, enjoys a variety of fresh fish, vegetables, and fermented foods, and never feels overly full. Despite his age, he still works in his garden every morning, walks to the market, and feels light and energetic throughout the day. Kenji, on the other hand, grew up eating large portions, snacking between meals, and consuming a Western-style diet high in processed foods, sugary drinks, and fried foods. Over the years, he has gained excess weight, struggles with digestion, and often feels sluggish after meals. While Hiroshi remains active and independent, Kenji finds himself increasingly reliant on medication for blood pressure and digestion issues. This is no coincidence. Multiple studies have confirmed that consistently eating fewer calories while maintaining proper nutrition slows down aging at the cellular level. So what can you do? First, slow down when eating. Research shows that it takes about 20 minutes for your brain to recognize that your stomach is full. If you eat too fast, you'll likely consume more than necessary. Second, focus on whole, nutrient-rich foods rather than calorie-dense processed meals. And finally, try stopping before you feel completely full. It may take some time to adjust, but your body will thank you in the long run. 2. Walking every day. If you've ever visited Japan, you'll notice one thing right away. People walk everywhere. Whether it's commuting to work, shopping for groceries, or visiting friends, the Japanese prefer walking over driving short distances. But what's even more remarkable is how elderly people in Japan remain highly mobile well into their 80s, 90s, and even 100s. Let's take Masako, a 92-year-old woman from Okinawa, one of the world's blue zones where people live the longest. Every morning she wakes up at sunrise, takes a short walk to the local market, and spends time tending to her garden. She's never set foot in a gym, yet her legs remain strong and she barely needs assistance for daily tasks. Compare that to many Western seniors who, after retirement, reduce physical activity, rely heavily on cars, and gradually lose mobility, leading to muscle weakness, poor balance, and a higher risk of falls. Science supports this difference. Studies show that walking just 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day can reduce the risk of early death by up to 50%. In fact, researchers have found that elderly individuals who walk regularly have a 40% lower risk of developing dementia compared to those who are sedentary. The Japanese also incorporate movement naturally into their daily lives. They often take the stairs instead of the elevator, ride bicycles instead of driving, and engage in activities like housework and gardening. These simple, everyday movements keep their muscles engaged and their circulation strong, key factors in maintaining long-term health. So what can you do? Skip the elevator when possible, Take short walks throughout the day and avoid sitting for long periods. Even small changes, like walking after meals or choosing to stand while talking on the phone, can make a significant difference. Your body was made to move, and the more you move, the longer and healthier you'll live. 3. Sleeping early and waking up with the sun. Sleep is one of the most underrated secrets to longevity, yet it plays a critical role in how we age. In Japan, going to bed early and waking up early is a deeply ingrained habit, allowing their bodies to follow the natural circadian rhythm. While many people in other countries stay up late watching TV, scrolling through their phones, or working late into the night, the Japanese prioritize consistent, high-quality sleep, and it makes all the difference. Take Takashi, an 88-year-old retired teacher in Kyoto. Every night he goes to bed at 10 p.m. and wakes up at 5:30 a.m., enjoying a quiet morning with a warm cup of tea before starting his day. He has followed this routine for decades, and it shows. His mind remains sharp, and he rarely feels fatigued during the day. His friend Yuto, on the other hand, developed a habit of staying up until 2 a.m., watching late-night shows and browsing his phone. Over the years, Yuto has started experiencing memory lapses, frequent headaches, and constant exhaustion. Another sleep habit that sets the Japanese apart? The power nap. Many people, especially the elderly, take short, 20-minute naps during the day, which has been proven to boost memory, improve mood, and reduce stress levels. Unlike long naps that leave you feeling groggy, these quick rests help refresh the brain without disrupting the night's sleep. What can you do? Set a fixed bedtime and stick to it. Avoid screens at least 30-60 minutes before bed, as blue light disrupts melatonin production. If you feel tired during the day, try a short nap instead of caffeine. Sleeping well isn't just about feeling rested, it's about keeping your body and mind strong for years to come. 4. Stress less, live more. The wabi-sabi mindset. Aging isn't just about the body, it's about the mind. Some people reach their 80s and 90s feeling at peace, content, and full of life, while others are weighed down by constant worry. The difference? Mindset. In Japan, many elderly people live by the philosophy of wabi-sabi, embracing imperfection, letting go of unnecessary worries, and finding beauty in simplicity. Instead of stressing over things they can't control, they focus on what brings them peace. Take Haruko, a 90-year-old woman in Tokyo. She doesn't let the small things get to her. When it rains, she enjoys the sound of the droplets hitting her window. If something breaks, she fixes it or finds a way to repurpose it. She laughs easily, spends time in her garden, and savors every meal with gratitude. Even in moments of sadness, she accepts life as it comes, knowing that stress only steals time and energy. Now let's compare her to Margaret, a 72-year-old woman in New York. She spends most of her time worrying about the future, her finances, her health, even things that haven't happened yet. She constantly checks the news, reacts to every negative headline, and finds herself overwhelmed by things out of her control. Over the years, her stress has taken a toll. Her blood pressure has risen, she sleeps poorly, and her once bright spirit feels dim. Stress doesn't just make life less enjoyable, it ages you faster. The Japanese understand this, which is why they practice tea ceremonies, meditation, deep breathing, and mindful living to keep their minds calm. They prioritize moments of peace, knowing that a relaxed mind leads to a longer, healthier life. What can you do? Let go of perfectionism. Not everything needs to be controlled or fixed. Practice gratitude. Find one thing every day to appreciate, no matter how small. And most importantly, remind yourself, happiness isn't about having a perfect life, it's about enjoying the life you have. 5. Staying social, the power of community. Getting older doesn't have to mean growing lonely. In Japan, elderly people don't just live longer, they stay connected, engaged, and surrounded by friends and family. They understand that a strong social circle isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity for a happy, healthy life. Take Shinji, an 85-year-old man in Osaka. Every week, he meets his childhood friends at a local park for a game of shogi, Japanese chess. They laugh, reminisce, and challenge each other's minds, just as they have for decades. Shinji's life is filled with conversations, shared meals, and a sense of belonging, keeping both his mind and heart young. Now, let's look at William, a 79-year-old man in Chicago. After retiring, his social life slowly faded. His friends moved away, his children got busy with their own lives, and the long, quiet days at home became routine. Over time, loneliness crept in, bringing fatigue, stress, and a feeling of being forgotten. What he didn't realize was that isolation doesn't just affect mood, it impacts physical health too. The Japanese make community a priority. Whether it's joining neighborhood clubs, participating in festivals, or simply checking in on neighbors, they keep each other engaged. This isn't just about having fun, it's about staying emotionally and mentally strong. So what can you do? Reconnect with old friends, reach out to family, or join a group that interests you. It doesn't have to be big, even small, regular interactions can make a huge difference. A long life isn't just about adding years, it's about sharing those years with the people who make them meaningful. 6. Finding purpose. The ikigai factor. A long life means little if it lacks meaning. In Japan, people don't just aim to live long. They aim to live with purpose. They follow a concept called ikigai, which translates to a reason to wake up in the morning. This sense of purpose gives them motivation to stay active, engaged, and fulfilled every single day. Take Yasuo, a 97-year-old fisherman in Okinawa. Every morning he wakes up before sunrise, takes his boat out to sea, and catches fish. Not because he needs to, but because it brings him joy. Fishing has been his passion for decades, and continuing this routine keeps him physically strong and mentally sharp. He feels a sense of contribution as he still provides fresh fish for his family and community. Now contrast that with Robert, a 72-year-old retiree in Florida. After working for 40 years, he finally retired, expecting to enjoy his free time. But without a daily purpose, the days started feeling empty. He spends most of his time in front of the TV, and his energy has declined. Without structure, his motivation faded, and so did his health. That's the power of ikigai. It keeps the Japanese going strong, even in their later years. It doesn't have to be a job. It could be a hobby, a small project, volunteering, or simply caring for loved ones. The key is having something that excites you, gives you structure, and keeps you looking forward to tomorrow. What can you do? Find something that sparks joy, whether it's gardening, painting, mentoring others, or learning a new skill. Retirement doesn't have to mean slowing down. It can mean finally having time to do what you love. 7. Connecting with nature. In Japan, nature isn't just something to admire, it's a way of life. The Japanese believe that spending time outdoors is essential for both physical and mental well-being. This is why they practice Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, the simple act of being in nature, breathing fresh air, and letting the mind relax. Take Naoko, an 83-year-old woman in Hokkaido. Every afternoon, she takes a slow walk in the park, listening to the birds, feeling the cool breeze, and watching the trees sway in the wind. This daily connection with nature keeps her stress levels low and her spirit high. She believes that time spent in nature is like a reset button for the mind and body. Compare this to Eleanor, a 78-year-old woman in London. She spends most of her time indoors, watching TV or scrolling through social media. On days when she doesn't leave the house, she feels restless, anxious, and disconnected. What she doesn't realize is that simply stepping outside for even 15 minutes a day could lift her mood, improve her sleep, and refresh her mind. The Japanese know that nature heals. Whether it's walking in a park, sitting by the ocean, or tending to a small garden, being in nature reduces stress, clears the mind, and strengthens the body. What can you do? Make it a habit to spend at least a few minutes outside every day. Take a morning walk, sit under a tree, or even open your window to let in fresh air. Nature is one of the best medicines, free, accessible, and incredibly powerful. Final thoughts. Longevity is a lifestyle. Longevity isn't just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. The Japanese don't live long by accident. They have mastered the balance of body, mind, and spirit, embracing daily habits that keep them strong, connected, and at peace with life. They move naturally, eat with intention, nurture relationships, and wake up each day with a sense of purpose. But here's the truth, it's never too late to start. Whether you're 30, 50, or 80, The choices you make today will shape the way you age tomorrow. Maybe you'll start taking short walks after meals, reconnecting with an old friend, or simply slowing down to appreciate the present moment. So, which of these habits speaks to you the most? Which one will you try today? Let me know in the comments. And if this video resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on health, longevity, and the art of living well. Thanks for watching, and remember, a long, fulfilling life isn't about luck. It's about how you choose to live every single day.